Hi, I'm Eleonora. Right now, I'm sitting in my obstetrician's waiting room, feeling like a beached whale at 9 months pregnant. My ankles are swollen to the size of grapefruits. My back feels like it's being stabbed with tiny knives. And the baby is practicing what must be Olympic level gymnastics on my bladder. But that's not why I'm angry. Not even close. Nora? Everything okay? You look like you're plotting someone's murder, said Vanessa, my best friend since college, who insisted on driving me to this appointment. Just thinking about Marcus, I replied, my voice tight with restraint. What did he do now? Vanessa leaned forward, her bracelets jangling as she moved. And don't say nothing because I know that look. You know how I told you we were having his parents over for dinner last night? Yeah, the big last supper before baby arrives. How'd it go? I shifted uncomfortably on the hard waiting room chair. His mother arrived and immediately complained about her arthritis flaring up. Classic Diane, Vanessa rolled her eyes. That woman finds something new to complain about every day. So Marcus, my husband, the father of this child, looks at me and says, Ellie, honey, could you give Mom your seat? It's the most comfortable one. I mimicked his overly sweet tone. No way. Vanessa's eyes widened. The recliner? Your special pregnancy chair? The very one. The only one I can sit in without feeling like my spine is collapsing. Please tell me you told him to shove it. I laughed bitterly. I started to object, but before I could finish my sentence, he was already helping me up, saying, It's just for a few hours, babe. You can sit at the dining table. On those wooden chairs? At 9 months pregnant? Vanessa's voice rose enough that a couple across the room glanced over. Shh. Yes, those torture devices he calls chairs. I rubbed my belly absently. And when I tried to explain later how humiliated I felt, he said I was being hormonal and dramatic. Wait, it gets better, I interrupted. After dinner, I overheard him in the kitchen with his mother. Want to know what they were saying? I'm almost afraid to ask, Vanessa grimaced. Diane was complaining about how I've changed since getting pregnant. And Marcus, my voice caught slightly. Marcus agreed with her, said he barely recognizes me anymore and hopes I'll get back to normal after the baby comes. He did not. Oh, but he did. Then Diane suggested they should both be patient with me, because some women just don't handle pregnancy well and become different people. Vanessa's face darkened. And what did your husband say to defend you? Nothing, absolutely nothing. He thanked her for understanding and said he was lucky to have such a wise mother. I blinked back tears. 10 years together, Vanessa. And this is who he really is. Nora, honey. What kills me is this isn't even the first time. Remember when we were supposed to go to the Bahamas for our anniversary, but his mother needed help repainting her kitchen? Or when he missed our first ultrasound because she had a medical emergency that turned out to be a routine checkup? The nurse called my name before Vanessa could respond. As I struggled to my feet, my phone buzzed with a text. Vanessa glanced at it before I could grab it. Marcus asking if his mother can come to your delivery? She asked incredulously, reading my screen. I took a deep breath. That's not the worst part. I just found out from his sister Jessica this morning. Apparently, he's been planning to have his mother stay with us for the first month after the baby's born, in our guest room, without asking me. Oh, Nora. Vanessa squeezed my hand as the nurse waited. This isn't right. No, I agreed, a strange calm settling over me. It's not, and I'm done pretending it is. He's been planning this for months, according to Jessica, I explained to my older sister Catherine 3 days later as we sat in her sunlit kitchen. His mother's bags are already packed. Catherine, ever the practical one, tapped her perfectly manicured nails against her coffee mug. And you had absolutely no idea? None. Jessica only told me because she assumed I already knew. She was horrified when she realized Marcus hadn't consulted me. That's beyond inconsiderate, Nora. It's controlling. Catherine's voice had the precise, measured tone she used in her work as a corporate attorney. It's like I don't even exist in my own life anymore, I said, fighting back tears. Everything revolves around what Marcus and Diane want. The kitchen door swung open as Catherine's husband, Paul, entered with grocery bags. Hey, Ellie. How's my favorite sister-in-law and the little bean? We're hanging in there. I attempted a smile. Paul, catching the tension in the room, looked between us. What's going on? Catherine quickly summarized the situation while Paul unpacked groceries, his expression growing increasingly troubled. That's seriously messed up, he finally said. No offense, but your husband's acting like a first-class jerk. Paul? Catherine warned. What? It's true. My mother's great, but if I invited her to live with us without discussing it with you first, you'd have my head on a platter. And rightfully so, Catherine nodded. What are you going to do, Nora? I hesitated. I don't know yet. I confronted Marcus about it last night. And? They asked in unison. He said I was overreacting, that his mother was just trying to help and I should be grateful for the support. I swallowed hard. When I told him I didn't want her staying with us, he accused me of being selfish and said I was trying to keep his family away from the baby. That's emotional manipulation, Catherine stated flatly. Classic gaslighting, Paul agreed, leaning against the counter. What if he's right, though? I whispered. What if I am being selfish? Catherine put her mug down with a decisive click. Eleanora Marie Sullivan, listen to me. Wanting basic respect and consultation about who lives in your house with your newborn baby is not selfish. It's the bare minimum. Marcus doesn't see it that way. Because he's wrong, Paul interjected. Trust me, as a guy with a mother I adore, there are still boundaries. My phone rang. It was Jessica. Hey, I answered, putting it on speaker. Nora, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I thought you should know. Jessica's normally confident voice sounded hesitant. Mom's telling everyone she's going to be the baby's primary caretaker while you recover and adjust. She's saying you agreed to this arrangement months ago. What? I nearly dropped the phone. I knew that couldn't be right, Jessica continued. The way she described it, you'd basically be handing the baby over to her while you… How did she put it? Learn to be a proper mother. Catherine's eyes narrowed dangerously. Paul muttered something under his breath. Jessica, I never agreed to any of this. I didn't even know she was staying with us until you told me. I figured as much. She's been shopping for baby supplies to keep at your house. Even bought a portable crib for your living room so she can watch the baby during the day while you rest. My hands began to shake. Does Marcus know about all this? A pause. He's the one who gave her the measurements for your living room, Nora. The line went quiet as the implications sank in. Thank you for telling me, Jessica, I finally managed. What are you going to do? She asked quietly. I looked at Catherine, whose expression had transformed into what her legal opponents called the shark face. I'm going to fight back, I said with newfound determination, and I'm going to win. I was sitting in our living room when Marcus came home from work. The bags I'd packed stood by the door. What's all this? He asked, loosening his tie. We need to talk. My voice was steadier than I expected. Now? I'm exhausted, Ellie. Can it wait until after dinner? He dropped his briefcase and headed toward the kitchen. No, it can't. And my name is Eleonora, not Ellie. That stopped him. He turned slowly. What's going on? I know about the plans you made with your mother, about her staying here, about her taking care of the baby. His expression shifted from confusion to defensiveness. Jessica has a big mouth. Look, I was going to tell you… When, Marcus? After I gave birth? When your mother was already moved in? You're making this into something it's not, he said, his voice taking on that patronizing tone I'd grown to hate. Mom just wants to help. Most women would be grateful. Most women would expect to be consulted about their own lives. I shot back. You made decisions about me, about our baby, without even asking me. He sighed dramatically. You're exhausted and emotional right now. Let's talk about this when you're thinking more clearly. I'm thinking perfectly clearly for the first time in years. Why don't you tell me the truth about what you and your mother have been planning? Nothing sinister, he scoffed. She's experienced, Ellie. She raised 3 kids. She knows what she's doing. So I don't? Is that what you're saying? I'm saying you'll need help and she's offering it. Why are you being so difficult about this? I stood up, one hand supporting my back. Because it's not help if it's forced on me. It's control. That's ridiculous, he snapped. You're being paranoid. Am I? Jessica told me everything. Your mother thinks she's going to be our baby's primary caretaker. Those were her exact words. For a split second, guilt flashed across his face before he recovered. She's exaggerating. You know how she is. No, Marcus. I know how you are. You've always put your mother first. Always. Even when you made me, 9 months pregnant, give up the only comfortable chair in our house for her. That again? It was one night. It was every night, every day, every decision. It's always been her before me, and now it's going to be her before our child. That's not true, he protested, but his eyes shifted away. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't agree to let your mother take over caring for our baby. He couldn't do it. I thought so, I said quietly. I'm staying with Catherine until the baby comes. After that, we'll need to discuss permanent arrangements. His face darkened. You're not taking my child anywhere. I'm not taking your child. I'm removing myself from a situation where I'm not respected or considered. This is insane, he growled, stepping closer. You're not thinking straight. You need to sit down and calm down before you hurt yourself. Don't tell me what I need. I'm your husband. And I'm a person, Marcus. Not an incubator, not a placeholder, not someone you can push aside when your mother wants my spot. His voice rose. You're not leaving this house. I won't allow it. You won't allow it, I repeated incredulously. Listen to yourself. If you walk out that door, he said, his voice dangerously low, you'll regret it. I promise you that. My family has connections. You think you'll get custody? Think again. The threat hung in the air between us. Are you threatening me? I asked, my phone recording in my pocket. I'm stating facts. My mother knows every family court judge in this county. You want to fight me on this? You'll lose everything. All rise. The Honorable Judge Ramirez presiding. 3 weeks after our confrontation, I sat in family court, my newborn daughter Lily sleeping in Catherine's arms beside me. Across the aisle, Marcus looked stunned, as if he couldn't believe we were actually here. Please be seated, Judge Ramirez said, scanning the documents before her. This is case number 437B, Sullivan v. Sullivan, regarding emergency custody and a restraining order. My attorney, Zoe Washington, Catherine's former law school roommate, stood. Your Honor, we have submitted recordings documenting the threats made by Mr. Sullivan against my client, along with witness statements corroborating a pattern of controlling behavior. Marcus's attorney, a silver-haired man with an expensive suit, rose. Your Honor, these are simply heated words spoken during a marital disagreement. My client was upset by his wife's unexpected decision to leave their home while heavily pregnant. I've reviewed the evidence, Judge Ramirez said crisply. Mr. Sullivan's threats regarding custody manipulation through family connections are concerning, as are the text messages submitted to the court. The proceeding continued with testimony from Jessica, who confirmed the plans Marcus and his mother had made. When it was Marcus's turn to speak, he attempted to downplay everything. I was just trying to help my wife, he insisted. She was overwhelmed with the pregnancy, and my mother offered her experience. Without consulting Miss Sullivan? The judge asked. I was going to tell her eventually. It was supposed to be a surprise, a gift. A surprise living arrangement with a newborn is not a gift, Mr. Sullivan. It's an imposition. When the hearing concluded, the judge granted my request for temporary full custody, with supervised visitation for Marcus. The restraining order against Diane was also approved based on her repeated attempts to enter my hospital room against my explicit instructions. Outside the courtroom, Marcus approached as I prepared to leave. Eleonora, he called, his voice softer than I'd heard it in months. Can we talk? Please? I turned, Lily now in my arms. I'm sorry, he said, looking genuinely remorseful. I never meant for things to go this far. I just wanted everyone to be happy. Everyone except me, I replied evenly. That's not true. I love you. We can fix this. He reached toward the baby. She needs her father. She needs a father who respects her mother. I do respect you. I made a mistake. People make mistakes, Ellie. This wasn't a mistake, Marcus. It was a pattern, a choice you made repeatedly. I can change. For her. For you. His eyes filled with tears. Please. We're a family. For a moment, I remembered the man I thought I'd married. Then I remembered his threats, his dismissals, his broken promises. You're right about one thing, I said finally. Lily deserves a family. One where she's taught that her feelings matter, that she deserves to be heard, that no one can push her aside or make decisions for her without her consent. I can be that father, he insisted. Give me another chance. I looked at him steadily. No. No? Just like that? 10 years together and you're throwing it away? You threw it away, Marcus. Every time you put your mother before our family. Every time you dismissed my concerns. Every time you made me feel small in my own home. So that's it? What am I supposed to do now? I adjusted Lily in my arms. You're supposed to become the kind of father she can respect. The kind of man who understands that threats and control aren't love. Maybe someday you will, but I won't wait around hoping for it. As I walked away, Catherine beside me and my daughter secure in my arms, I felt lighter than I had in years. The road ahead wouldn't be easy, but for the first time in a long time, it was mine to choose. Have you ever had to choose between what someone demanded and what you deserved? How did you find the strength to stand up for yourself? Share your story in the comments below.